Welcome, guys, to episode 2 of the Division Rivals podcast. I have the pleasure of getting the chance to talk to two players from Zr0 Gaming, Bubbles and Ricky. They got placed into Group 2 for the group selection. Some say it's a pretty tough group, so we'll be asking some key questions along with that and a little bit about their backstory. So, Bubbles, Ricky, what's up? How are you guys doing?
Pretty good, man. How about you?
What's up? What's up?
Good. Well, I guess let's just kick off. As I mentioned, you guys are Group B. I don't know if you watched it live or watched the playback, but what was your initial thought with getting placed into Group B? Do you think it's a challenge, or what kind of expectation are you having going into next week?
Well, obviously, I think every single game is going to be a challenge because there's a lot of great orgs, teams in here. I don't think there's going to be any easy selling to win. I honestly don't think there's going to be many 3-0s. I think it's going to be 1-3-2, 3-1s. So I'm looking forward to how we do against these great teams.
I mean, for sure, you got Titans, Flawless, and Lockout Gaming. All organizations I'm familiar with, as well as other people that follow along this league with mutual followers and stuff like that. With Flawless, Lockout Gaming, and Titans, out of those three, which one are you looking more forward to the most out of that group? Which one do you really think you can get a key win on?
I'm thinking Titans. I think we can slip by them.
For sure. I mean, Titans obviously came out in the chat saying this is our best roster. We're putting them in here. This is the first time a lot of teams will be exposed to their roster. So there's going to be a lot of, excitement going around, like watching all of their games. So, for sure. Like having teams put up a good fight against them. I mean, we'll see how it all plays out weeks 1 through 3. For your roster, we have two of you here. But is there anybody on your roster that we should keep a close eye out on for? Anybody going to be, hitting the spotlight, when they need to or stepping up for their team?
I'd say keep an eye out for Zedic. He's our Slayer. He's been dropping a lot of 50 bombs in practice, so
yeah, that boy is crazy.
For sure. What roles do you guys play specifically?
Bubbles is a main AR, OBJ, and then our other is a flex.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah, we'll definitely be keeping an eye out on him, especially with dropping 50 bombs, picking up 2-3 pieces here and there. It'll be something that us casters and, the fans or people watching can get excited about for sure. We have group play going on week 1 through 3 and then hopefully getting a spot into the playoffs. Have you taken a look around? You mentioned you seen a lot of great organizations in there, but say you make it to the playoff finals. What is that one team that you think you want to go up against that would just put the icing on the cake, the cherry on the top to just make it a real feel good win to being season 1 champion?
In my opinion, I think if it's Cap Black, I think is playing. If their Black roster is playing, I honestly think they're the best team in this, in my opinion. So if we somehow beat them for the win, like the tournament win or league win, that'll be just phenomenal.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
I just do want to clarify it is their Cap Black roster that was submitted. Obviously, in comparison to other leagues, I've seen a bunch of their posts going out, getting 3-0, 3-1 victories, and various other leagues, that everybody keeps an eye out on. So I'm very excited that they're taking part in the Division Rivals COD League, Season 1. A lot of these teams in here are looking to make a name for themselves and really show that they can compete against the best or against the other orgs that are well established with, a good following and stuff like that. So, let me ask you one question. Do you think you have what it takes to be the Season 1 champion? And why do you think your team, specifically your roster you submitted, has what it takes? What key factors do you guys have that it could be special?
Well, in my opinion, going into this, me and Bubbles both played for Cap before. And I was like, I wasn't really happy with how things were going and stuff like that. So I was like, going into Cold War, why not just create our own team, see what we can do? And going into this, I told him, we were having a conversation. I was like, I don't expect to win this thing. I at least want to. Our goal is to make the playoffs, and anything after that is just, icing on the cake. But our goal is to make the playoffs. If we somehow win, that'll be awesome. I think we got what it takes to win. On us, obviously, we have great chemistry, and I think that right there, like the brotherhood and the team that we have, would be what puts us past everybody else in winning.
No, I 100% agree. I think a lot of these teams will benefit greatly from preparation. Knowing your opponent that you're going up to or going up against, you'll have access to all the playback games, and just being able to spectate all the other matches live during the time. So just knowing your opponent will easily be a good preparation tool going into the match and to be able to pick up these key victories. I do agree. I think setting a goal for at least playoffs is totally ideal and something not far out of like impossible. You know what I'm saying? I mean, 10 teams
Yeah.
make it. Six or I believe seven plays 10 and eight plays 9 for the first round, and then all the other top six gets funneled into the remaining 8 for the playoffs. So I think that's a good goal. Getting top 2 in your group pretty much guarantees you to the playoffs. I think 100% guarantees you. So even dropping a map or two or even a series loss won't be the end of the world. Definitely something you guys can learn from and prepare going into playoffs if you end up making it. But I guess looking at Zero Gaming, you mentioned your little backstory coming over, making a new organization for Cold War. Is this the roster that you originally had? Has there been like changes along the way, or what's the backstory and history of Zero Gaming? Why did you come up with the name? Give us a little bit of that.
Well, I wanted something that like is meaningful to all of us, and zero worries. We got no worries about anything. We're just gonna play our game. We're gonna have fun, and whatever happens, happens. And the team that we have right now, it was me, Zedek, and Bubbles that were original. We had our sub James as a starter, and then we picked up a guy named Score. He owns 2F2D. He's just playing with us to like see if he likes it and everything. But I think that's like our biggest thing is to see if Score puts in as much as other three of us can, then I think we can do some pretty big things.
For sure. It definitely sounds like you have a good foundation. You've basically kept like a core three, and you're bringing in a Score. I mean, I've personally seen Score at various other social media outlets, promoting himself, promoting the team, and everything like that, whatever he's involved in at the time. So it'll be interesting to see the dynamic he brings with you guys and how you guys can mesh well going into the games for sure. So Zero Worries, you mentioned that's something that's meaningful for you guys. I think that's a good message, leading into any match. We have Zero Worries going into it, just play the game. But I kind of want to lead into a question saying, okay, looking at Zero Worries Gaming, like what is one message that you want to basically show the other teams? If other teams are looking at Zero Worries Gaming, what do you want them to think? What's the one word, one phrase you want them to think of when they think about your team?
We're not scared. We're not worried. We're 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 eager to take on the better teams at any time, and we're not scared to play anybody.
I think that's a good mentality. Bubbles, do you have any thought, or are you along the same line as Ricky?
There's definitely a lot of good talent in this, but we're definitely, if anything, it's just a learning experience. We're gonna take a game at one round at a time, one game at a time, and just have fun with it and just do our best.
I mean, for sure, definitely like getting the win and everything, but also like having fun. I mean, it'll be a great like casting experience, spectator experience watching these teams compete. But arguably, you guys may have the strongest group, according to some speculation from the other teams and other teams that I've talked with. So the community, I've already seen Titans and Flawless messaging back and forth, saying like teasing each other about getting a victory. But I mean, maybe Zero Worries Gaming will sniff their way in there and maybe pick up a game or two or a series against them, and then they might not even expect it. I guess I don't know the relation between you and a bunch of other teams, but I'm not sure what kind of impact you guys will have, but I'm really excited to see, moving forward into group play. Are there any other comments, concerns going into the league? Anything that we can provide to help you guys as players and as an organization better?
Like you were saying about how they were teasing each other online, like about, hey, we're gonna win this, like stuff like that. I'd say with us, you're not gonna see us talk crap or talk anything online. We just let our game do the talk, and I think that's what shows us like how we play the most is not being cocky, and we're humbled.
For sure. I mean, strictly business. That's what a lot of teams rock with, and a lot of teams say other things. But I've always respected, the business aspect only of teams. Just picking up a dub, and then just carrying on to the next team that they play, and the next team, and then getting another result, whether they're in a tournament or a league. So, yeah, I've always had respect for that mentality going into the game, and I think you guys embody that, especially with your message, having zero worries. You just do your job, do everything individually, and then just carry on until the next series. And do you guys, off the top of your head, know any of your social shout-outs that you want to say?
I mean, honestly, just follow like 2F2D Score, Zr0 Ricky, Zr0 Worries Gaming, and Zr0 Bubbles.
For sure. This will go out with your team tag on the Instagram post, on the YouTube, all the players listed that are in this podcast, Bubbles and Ricky. But I just want to say thank you guys for coming on here. Just know that please reach out to us, reach out to anybody else associated with this if you have any questions, comments, or concerns. I'm looking forward to heading into March 1st. March 1st is the beginning of Season 1 for these teams. Group A through D will all be playing a game a week leading up until playoffs, where we'll take the top 10 teams. I'm really looking forward to Zr0 Worries Gaming finding a spot in that playoffs, and I fully believe they can, just, having a conversation with them and their backstory and mentality heading into this. So I just want to thank you guys. Any last comments?
Thank you for having me, and it's going to be an exciting and great season. Can't wait.
Yeah, thanks for having us, and good luck, have fun. Let's get it going.
For sure. All right, that wraps up episode 2 of the Division Rivals COD League podcast. So thank you guys, and take care.
You as well.
You too.